Hey guys, so I'm going to do something really out of character, and I'm going to address something that I saw on social media on Instagram that had me thinking all today about, and I just couldn't let it go. And what I'm referring to is a post by Glennon Doyle that had her saying, we are all struggling during this time. Our hearts are broken. It feels so hopeless, and we can't change everything. We can't change the world, but all of us can do one small thing. And she made a request that everybody call their politicians and beg for a ceasefire. And she continued to say how, I think she said like a bilateral ceasefire. And she continued to say how the killings and the sieges and all the things that have been going on in Gaza is just not okay. And she went on for a little while, and then at the end she by the way mentioned like, oh, and the hostages should be freed, but it was like a totally by the way statement, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. So I'm actually going to address Glennon directly and ask her a few questions. But first I want to say to you, Glennon, that I've read your books. Although I don't align with everything that you say, you are someone that I really admired. You have gone through so much with grace. You've overcome addiction. You've overcome so many obstacles and inspire so many people. You have so many followers. Don't you think that you should do a little bit of research before you ask for a ceasefire? I have a couple questions and this is respectfully, because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you don't want all the Jews dead. I'm giving you that assumption. But do you know what you're saying when you are beseeching people to ask for a ceasefire? I expect this. I mean, I didn't, but now I expect this from college-age students who easily latch on to an ideal, to a cause without knowing anything, because that's appropriate for that age, sort of. But you, somebody who's smart, somebody who knows adversity, someone who has so many followers, who has the responsibility to share at least the truth. So I ask you respectfully, have you spoken to a Jew during this time? If you had a son or a daughter or your wife being held hostage, would you be asking for a ceasefire? If somebody you know and loved was gang raped for hours on end while their boyfriend was held at gunpoint watching, would you say there's another side to the story? Have you seen the videos? The videos are out there. Gal Gadot showed Hollywood. The EU, the Knesset, the congressmen, senators, anyone who watches that video doesn't ask for a ceasefire. You have it in your responsibility to actually know what you're asking for, to know that when you ask for a ceasefire, you are condoning terrorism. You are saying that it's okay for the Jewish people to not exist. That's what you're doing. Have you been to Israel? Do you know that if you and your wife would step foot in Gaza, that you wouldn't be safe? I mean, these are all questions that I hope you're going to ask yourself, and maybe be humble enough to do some research and see and change your statement. Because I believe that you are a kind, empathetic person. And I know that it's when you are so empathetic that it's could be natural to explain people's behaviors and excuse them, but there is a line between good and evil. And when we don't recognize that there's evil in this world, that is the breakdown of society. There are so many people that you could talk to that could give you some more information. Did you listen to Hillary Clinton when she said, which is the truth, that there was a ceasefire? On October 6th, there was a ceasefire. And October 7th, Hamas broke that ceasefire. Thousands and thousands and thousands of rockets have landed in Israel. And what are you asking for? I know you have a podcast where you talk about hard things and you invite wonderful people to discuss all sorts of things. Maybe have Noah Tishby or Hillel Fold or Lizzie Savetsky or any other Israeli activist who will tell you the truth. It's not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's your obligation to do that. I really, really hope you watch this video. I hope you take it into, I'm not the politics expert, but there are people who can show you the way. Maybe watch the Frontline episode called On the Road to Oslo. Non-biased facts about the Oslo Accord and how peace just didn't happen and for what reasons. So that's my message to you, respectfully. I wouldn't waste my time with this video if I didn't think that you were able to hear this and listen to this and was respectful enough to heed my words. I don't know if you're going to see it. Maybe someone else will see it and pass it along to you. But it couldn't go unnoticed, because these little things that you're asking people to do, the little thing that you're saying to ask for a ceasefire from your hundreds and thousands of followers means that we aren't safe. That's what you're asking for. Good night.